Price is worth the price I pay. I get so high when you're with me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because it is love. Ah, yes, wait, lady. Don't blink, it's a morning. Welcome to the Cup Show. This is doing more because I had a wonderful day on this 15 June 2025, which is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Today, we're going for something that I don't usually do. And technically, this is not true, but technically, this is true. We're going for a taste test of a chips that I tasted about a month ago. So I know what you're saying, dude. Why you taste something you would like to do? I like it to wait a couple of months or at least 5, 6 months and I taste it. So why not wait more? Because we're going back and tasting Roto flavor, korma flavored chips. So these are Indian inspired food. You can see the sacred elephant of India. The reason why we're going for these is this date's Hansu. I'm 32 years old. Don't have the healthiest of habits when it comes to eating food. So something like this, the fact that it was so remarkable, but so noteworthy more than anything else. The fact that I came back to it. I never had a chips where I was like, what the heck is this? Right? There's chips like you either like it or dislike it. This one, it was a surprise. And yes, I like it. It's a positive experience. I want to come back to it. And to me, a chip with coconut milk that tastes like coconut milk shouldn't exist. However, it works. So, for the one of the first time ever, this is not well, yes and no. This is me trying a product that I like, but it's tasting something that I'm intrigued by. I'm trying to figure it out. Right now, ultimately speaking, are we gonna be a product like that? They have a simple issue of am I liking the product or is it novelty? Do I think the product is good or is it just a fade and I'm gonna be like, yo, I do like this, I do like that, I do like this. Um, Sometimes you take the product and like, why did I like it so much? Well, because you were impressed with it, right? First impression are super important. First impression will be leading your general view of the product. You bought food at a restaurant simply by reading the menu. You bought food at the market simply because of design, right? When you tasted it, did you never feel unsatisfied? I have. Indulge in the rich, creamy goodness of korma flavor with every crunch, an Indian-inspired addition to your savory snack. Line up these delicious ripple chips are seasoned with aromatic spice, hints of coconut flavor, and the right amount of heat. Super excited. And if I remember correctly, so what could be cool here, what would be a good idea to do is before anything else, just talk about the flavor. What I remember a certain heat, but a good heat. I remember a lot of flavor, and I remember the coconut water, the coconut milk coming to slow down the heat. It smells amazing. This was fun, but again, something I can identify. I'm like, okay, well, I'm left questioning. Design wise, this is really nice. You can clearly see the coconut, you can clearly see. I don't pretend like I know what the heck is kurma. But if you do know and you know the recipe, please put it in the comments. Korma. Without further ado, you can go. Mm. 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 Then I remember. Then I remember. There's this flavor. There's new flavor. Mm. It's so potent. And it's so in your face. Coconut milk just come and calm the whole thing down. But in a way, see, now I can analyze what's going on. It's flavorful, really flavorful. There isn't heat to it, but I wouldn't call it heat. I wouldn't call it spicy. I would call this a lot of spices, but not spicy. And the beautiful thing, the magic here, after the second try, is the fact that even though the coconut milk didn't come and ease the flavor and simmer down the flavor and bring it to a tolerable level, you still get to experience the spices. So it's not like, oh my god, spices right away, coconut milk. It's not. Taste the spices, it becomes a bit uncomfortable, coconut milk has got you back. It's per wave. And the first wave is as enjoyable as the second wave. Second wave in its simplicity, second wave and its calm effect. Mm. Like getting a slap on the booty and then being called a good girl. Mm. Mm. These are to die for. And really speaking, I'm sorry I'm offending people. The korma flavor is great. But I didn't think that coconut and potato would work so well. But they really do. It's a lovely mixture. Lovely mixture, so I'm definitely recommending these. Are you guys enjoyable as the first time? Let's put it like this. It's been a while. Okay. It's been a long time since I've tasted a chips that got me disinterested. So, are they as good as the first time? Doing better? Are they my favorite brand? Fuck no. Like, the problem with these is I could easily eat it 4 or 5 times. And then I think I'm going to be uninterested. I'm like, I know what it is. However, I never had a chip intrigue me that much. So, it's a fade. But it's like a fade that's lasting. That's cool. Like, give me a season of korma chips. I was watching GMM, and the link was talking about the season of Fig Newton, and how he liked Fig Newton, and then he can't eat them anymore. But they still refer to this as his Fig Newton era. Do I think I'm gonna have a korma era? No. But if it lasted 2 months of like, oh, I really like this. And at the same time, there's so many choices out there. I was talking about this in a video yesterday, and I did a shopping spree yesterday, a shopping haul yesterday, and it was fun. But technically, there was a lot of food that I've already tasted, so it wasn't so much like, hey, this is brand new, this is super cool. Okay, what are we getting into? You know, it's a mixture of new things and old things. So new things that can be filmed and taste, and old things that I know that I'm gonna like. And in some ways, somehow, a way of enjoying food a little bit more. These korma are, so the plan yesterday was to celebrating, yeah, possibly have a new job. Because visualization we're celebrating earlier. Like, okay, we celebrate. And I had both nice food and less nice food. Fucking, are you speaking English or are you speaking Spanish? Which is a cool language, by the way. No offense. And in my book, in my mind, I was like, well, I'm gonna be working 8 hours a day, so it's gonna be a lot more. My apologies, a lot more than that. It's weird. I'm on the job that my parents had talked about it, and they don't want me to work there. It's too toxic. Yeah. I wanted to celebrate. It's the first time where I'm not like, yo, I don't have to do 100% of new product, right? But I still wanted to do some new stuff. There's still a nice little 50-50 of new stuff. More than 50-50, but still. And this Korban is the perfect thing. You're a new wish experience that is enjoyable. And there you go. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I don't care what people say. Deep breath, I get so high when you're with me. The precious person. Don't kiss me. Welcome to the show. Welcome to having a wonderful day on this 15th June 2025. Today we're doing a little bit of a video that is super cool. And that little bit of video that is super cool is for Father's Day actually. It's a Father's Day special. I've been living a very secluded life. And even as a kid, I didn't really have people to talk to. So when I started talking to people, it was kind of cool because I was like, holy shit, I can share my life. But I wasn't the best listener. Now, fast forward years and years and decades later, and I'm a better listener, not the best, but still kind of learning the way its way through life. And lately, I've been talking to a lot of people, and most of my demographics are younger, which is cool, which is normal, I believe. And they just a lot of them don't have this great experience with their parents, their dads. I'm lucky I have amazing parents, both my mom, my dad, the mailman. Very nice guy, very nice guy. I don't know why he's my parents, but hey, more presents for Christmas, I guess. More Christmas present, I guess. So I was asking myself, how do we do it, right? So in my case, I had really good role model, right? And that was teacher. They were teacher. They were older brother. They were older guys. Not, and when I mean older, I was 13. They were possibly 25, 28, taking care of me and helping me out and teaching me life as a bigger brother, you know. And then these were also role models that were acting as this is gonna be the most misogynistic video that I ever done. They taught me how to be a better man. Do I think a woman can teach me how to be a better man? Yes, absolutely. A better man for me is loving. A better man for me is to be a father, to be a parent. So yes, a woman will help me in those regards. However, do I think that a woman can teach my ways of masculinity? No. Do I think that society has expectation as far as male? Yes, yes. As providers, financial provider, there's still this idea that men are supposed to be making more, right? There is some expectation, societal expectation, which I guess are normal to be honest, right? I guess are normal to be honest. Um, but there's a lot more regarding that. Um, and then this morning, something happened that was really cool. Something happened that was really really cool. Oh, I got a text. Sean Guy, thank you so much for the follow, dude, on YouTube. Thank you so much. So something happened that was perfect. Fortnite released some dad's skin. Now that skin was cool. The dad skin was Cleveland Brown. It was Hank Hill. It was what else? It was oh my god, Bob Burger. So I'm tired today. I'm tired. And then he came to me. All of those people that didn't have a father figure, all of those people that didn't have access to a friend that I had, all those people that were looking for a way to learn masculinity, who was the best father figure in my life when it came to anime, when it came to cartoon, when it came to books. And yeah, there's definitely some of them. Definitely some of them. We'll talk about them. I think I have to go. By the way, I was born in the 90s, so this is really, really, really cool. This is really important. Really important. We'll give each category a father figure. Anime wise, as a father figure, I think I'm gonna have to go with Ishin Kurosaki. He's the father of Ichigo Kurosaki and Bleach. Now, I'm gonna have to give it to him because he's a dumbass. He is a complete dumbass. He is embarrassing, he is cringe, he's so fucking funny, and he's such an embarrassing, right? And then, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. As a story. To me, this is a real dad. This is a sacrifice. To me, and that sacrifices things, you know. It's being a man, being a strong man is sacrificing, you know, your health, your mental health, because nobody cares about how you feel, right? And Ishin Kurosaki is amazing because he presents himself as this fucking clown. Because when the mom of Yuru, I don't remember the name. Holy shit, that's bad. I don't remember the name. Which is Sad, Ishigo, and Kaiden. Yes. She died. The kids were always trying, so he made them laugh. You know. If you go to One Piece, one of the favorite characters, one of the fan favorite is Senior Pink. Senior Pink, which is a fucking douchebag. So Senior Pink is this character that is wearing a baby costume. A baby. He's dressed as a baby. Like, what the hell is that? Well, then you learn his backstory. How his wife, they had a child, and they lost a child, and then she's being depressed. And the only way that he has to make her laugh is to wear a baby costume. It's like, holy shit, this is kind of intense, you know? This is kind of intense. But at the same time, it's he sacrificed himself. He really willing to look like a fool to help her out. Ishin is the same way. Willing to look like a fool. Now the best thing about Ishin isn't that. The best thing about Ishin is this way where he's an amazing dad. For example, when Ichigo goes to the Soul Society, he gives him protection. he gives them protection, which is a sobering weapon. Um, one, two. Um, when you realize that he is a captain, he is a badass. And then why Ichigo's like, why didn't you tell me that you were? Why didn't you tell me that you were a Soul Reaper? And then he doesn't say that the way he said it. It's like you didn't need a sword, but you needed that, and that was a dad. And that was, to me, that was amazing. It's like a character that you don't think has a value, but when he does show up, he does show up, and that's my father. That's my father. My father's super strict. Sometimes an asshole, but when he needs to show up, he does show up. You know. Cartoon. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Homer. Homer Simpson. You see, Homer Simpson to me is the perfect dad. And I know this is sound crazy, but it is. He's a dumbass. He's flawed. He is really dumb. And there's also this perception with cartoon. This is something I kind of had a problem with. If you look at anime, all the fathers are badasses. If you look at One Piece, the father of Luffy is Dragon, badass. If you look at Naruto, his father was the fourth Hokage. If you look at if you look at Berserk, the father of Guts, the adopted father, sold him for prostitution when he was a kid. He got his kid to be not really raped, but he sold him to prostitution. He was an asshole. But then it was the picture perfect. And this is insane, but the fact that the adopted father of Guts sold him for prostitution makes Guts realize that it's a cold world. So at a young age, he's like, okay, well, this is me for myself. And he just killed him. And then when you look at Berserk, it's a dark fucking place. It would make most people crazy. But with Guts, it's like, yo, my life before the apocalypse wasn't that bad. Right? You know? Even if you look at Vinland Saga, Thorfinn, Vinland Saga, which is super popular by the way, Thorfinn's dad is this guy who is one of the strongest fighter in the world. In his own perception, it's long fights. And if you look at season 2, Thorfinn fought too much and he has PTSD and he doesn't want to fight anymore. Which is what the father was trying to tell him, to teach him. But there's more than that, there's a lot more than that. So Homer Simpson comes in and he's this dumbass, right? But to me, if you look at American Dad, he's a dumbass. If you look at Family Guy, he's a dumbass. But Homer Simpson, to me, is this dad that is kind of perfect. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. So he tried his best. Like for example, with Bart, right? He is very strict with Bart, but when Bart does something that he fucks up or something that's funny, Homer is laughing, you know. Or with Lisa, there's this episode where they both into Harry Potter and they read Harry Potter. See, Homer is the flawed dad, the dad that doesn't really know what's up, but that is kind of clumsy. The dad that doesn't really know how to talk to his children. He's a bit awkward to be around, but he's trying. You know, he's trying. And this can be a bit more sexual than, well, sexes, more than reality. But when you see, I was talking about how the dad are often portrayed as this character that's stupid. The moms, they always seem as this character that has everything under control. And like, hey, you know, and it's just amazing because Homer's trying. Do I think that Marge is doing a better job at teaching the kid? Absolutely. I think Marge is a much better parent than Homer. But Marge, for me, I look at Marge and I'm like, okay, well, this is natural for her. She's not really putting in the effort. It just comes to her. She's just talented. Homer's putting the effort, and I respect someone that puts the effort more than a person that doesn't put in the effort. So yeah, I'm gonna go with movie, show-wise. I think Rick Grimes from Walking Dead. I think he's a phenomenal father, but I'm gonna have to go with the Rick Grimes that is from the comics. So Rick Grimes, why he's so good at being a father is. See, it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. Because even when you look at the show, right? The first episode is Rick and Lori having a fight, right? And it's beautiful. I'm gonna get emotional because Rick Grimes to me is the perfect picture father. the perfect picture father. And they have this fight, right? And they have this fight, and you can see Rick getting emotional. He's really emotional, and he's not emotional because he needs to be emotional. He talks about how his wife fought with him, and the emotional doesn't come from the wife fighting him. It comes from the son seeing it. She said it in front of Carl. She said, even when you're around, lately it feels like even when you're around, you're not around. And Ricky said, she said it in front of Carl. For my son, I would never, oh shit, I would never say that in front of Carl, right? So you don't really have an idea of how Rick was as a father, right? Laurie says that he wasn't the best father. However, I'm sorry to say, but was Laurie the best? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Laurie was a. See, this is so hard. Was Laurie good parents? Yes. Did she protect Carl? Absolutely. There's a scene that is so fucking emotional. Rick's come back to the camp, and Laurie and Carl is there, and Carl's run to Rick because he missed his father, right? It's a beautiful moment, and Laurie, she's trying to grab Carl. Why? Not because she doesn't want Rick to see his son, but because she thinks that it's just a random dude. It's just a random dude that is looking like Rick. So she doesn't want Carl to get hurt, right? Rick Grimes, in my opinion, is the best father, and it's actually really simple. When you wanna, if you were to ask me why is Rick Grimes such a good father, it's actually